Hello everybody and welcome to the third video of our motorcycle build here on Immortal Engines. If you haven't yet, please consider subscribing to our YouTube channel so that you can stay up to date with all of these videos that I'm uploading. In this video, we're gonna be working on the wiring of the bike. I'm gonna be showing you guys everything that you need to do to plug in this wiring harness to the new lights of the Yamaha R6. So to start, I removed one of the mirrors so that I could remove the windshield over there, and that will give us access to the headlight module. So I did not wire this because, like I said, I was gonna make a dedicated video on that, so I can easily access it from here and pull this guy out. So originally on the 4th generation, this plug right here is what brings the power to the headlights. This is a controller, and then from this small one, this is a 4-pin connector, and this plug right here is what brings the power after the box to the headlights. You cannot wire this directly to the R6 because what this box right here does, this is like a driver. It regulates the current, and if you wire it directly, you will fry your headlights. So definitely make sure you buy one of these if they didn't come with your headlights, and I will give you guys links in the video description of where to find this plug. It's like an impossible plug to find, but I did find somebody that sells it. So I'm going to be putting this right here right now, and next I'm going to grab the two plugs that I also bought from that place, these guys right here, and I'm going to show you guys how to do the headlights first, and then we'll move on to the rest of the bike. Oh, by the way, before we get going with that, this plug right here is the one that we're going to need for the daylight running lights. So I will be showing you guys how to do this one also. This one is pretty easy. So here we go. Okay everybody, so we have our control module out of the motorcycle, and we have our 6-pin plug that is supposed to be on the wiring harness of the 17R6. I managed to find one thanks to this guy right here, and so let me explain to you really quick what these wires do. Looking at it from this angle, red and yellow, positive, and this positive is for the high beam. And then you got your black wire, which is negative, and the yellow wire is like a trigger signal wire. So if this yellow wire is not connected to ground, the headlight won't come on. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna just put them together just like that. So the other side is exactly the same, but for the low beam. Far left red wire with yellow is gonna be the low beam positive wire. Then you got the negative and the signal wire. So I'm gonna put both signal and negative together, and the positive by itself. So on this plug that we're gonna buy, this is what connects to the 3rd gen wiring harness. This is what your headlight would have on the 3rd gen. So I marked it here for you. If you look at it from this direction, you can see that the left side is the positive and the right side is the ground. Looking at it from this perspective. Now if you flip it to this way, you can see that I already marked the wire that's positive, and in here it's like a negative mark. So the way we're gonna solder this is I'm gonna put the positive with positive and the negative with both of these. So I'm gonna be doing that on both sides. I'm gonna hit the time lapse, and I'll show you guys when it's done. By the way, don't forget to slide your heat shrink in before you begin soldering so that you can cover it and it's nice and neat and waterproof. Do not use those cheap connectors that you just shove the things in and you squeeze them. They get full of water, they corrode, the wires stop working, your headlights are gonna stop working. Just do it the right way so you don't have to do this ever again. So that's for the headlights. Let's get it going. Okay, everybody, there you have it. So 6-pin plug into two 2-pin plugs. So the power comes from these two. It goes in the box. This regulates it. And when it goes out of here, it goes straight into the LED headlights. So let's go ahead and get this installed. Okay guys, this is the best angle I can manage to give you guys. So I'm gonna slide this plug that way, this one that way, and we're gonna just pull him out of the way a little bit. And might be easier to do this now, so just find your headlight wire, okay, and go ahead and plug it in. That should be the last time you're messing with any of this stuff, which is fantastic. I've been ready to do this wiring for a long time, but I really wanted to wait so that I could show you guys how to do it. So there we go. So I'm gonna insert this guy right here, the one side. Sorry for the terrible camera angles, guys. This is just so difficult to do this while trying to show you guys. Okay. And boom. Okay, so it looks like we got it in right here, and now we're gonna go ahead on either side. The blue plug is the motorcycle, and this clear one is from our bike. So we're gonna go ahead and plug this in. Oops, the other way. Yeah, it's the other way. Boom, just like that. So that will take care of that one. You can tuck it right there. And because I put that black tape that's for wiring looms, actually looks like it belongs to the bike. Nothing sketchy, everything is done the right way. This guy in. Nice. So I think I'm gonna probably find a place to tuck it under. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, that seems good. Okay. And next, we're gonna connect this. This is a wire for the daylight running lights. Fun fact, on the 3rd gen, this is the same plug that they use for the back of the motorcycle for the taillight, but the pins are wired differently. So the ground and the signals, they're not the same. So I'm gonna go ahead and explain to you guys what I'm gonna do about that one. Okay guys, so for the daylight running lights, I know it's a little bit crazy, but I'm gonna be wiring from the front all the way to the back, because I only need a positive and negative that's connected to the clearance lights of the bike, and the plugs back here on the tail of the bikes that are supposed to be for the OEM license plate light. I have this wiring that came with the blue fairings, but it's perfect because it has the plugs. It's probably about this long, and I just got a wire from here following the frame all the way through the front. Luckily, we're using a circuit that already has a fuse, so everything's gonna be safe. If something is not right, the fuse is just gonna blow. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys here real quick. We're gonna use this wire right here, and if you look at it this way with the tab to unlatch it on the bottom, the top and bottom right wire are gonna be your positive, and the bottom left one is gonna be your negative. So on these guys right here, I already marked the negative and the positive, and we're gonna do the same thing we did with the headlights. Those two go together. That's how the new wiring on the 4th gen seems to work. I think they use some electronics to power that wire, but what we're gonna do is just gonna hardwire, which is gonna actually give us the same effect. You guys will see when I'm done. So both of these with positive, this one with negative. The only thing we have to do, in my case, I'm gonna use these connectors, and I'm gonna clip this right here, and I'm gonna extend that wire all the way to the front, but it's basically gonna do exactly the same thing. So let's go back to the soldering table and keep on going. Okay guys, so as I showed you guys on the time lapse, I soldered 2 wires all the way from here so that they will reach the very front over here where this white plug is, and I'm going to show you how I routed them. So I plugged them in right here where you would connect your license plate light. So then I ran them under the thing where the seat latches, around the ECU, and under this. I continued down this way, and right here after this rubber grommet I got outside of the frame. So I went outside of the frame and through here. I left it loose on purpose. I'm definitely gonna tuck it up there, or maybe route it even better once I remove this side fairing, which I don't want to do right now. And then under here, and I'm gonna join it with the rest of the wires down here. I don't know if you guys remember, there's like a bunch of plugs right here. So then I ran it this way and it made it all the way to the front. So after it's here, you can tuck it in there and zip tie it or somewhere. You can't see it, and you probably want to tuck this up here and pull this tight, and you won't be able to see it. So the wire is gone. So let's move on to the next thing. Right here we have our 3rd gen light, and if it's a aftermarket one, it's just gonna show up as a bunch of loose wires like this. And we have again this plug right here, which I'm starting to hope that it reaches. I think I have just enough wires. So again, what I did previously to shooting this video is I plugged in this thing right here and I started testing what every wire does. So let me show you for the tail light what the wires are. So let's start with the latch on the bottom again. The very top pin is gonna be your negative wire. Then the bottom right is gonna be your run lights. And the bottom left is gonna be your brake light. I marked the same on the tail light right here, but if you buy an aftermarket one, it's gonna tell you what each wire does. So probably when you buy this, the instructions manual tell you that the yellow wire is the brake light, for example. And then we got this blue one that's gonna be our run light, and the black one seems to be ground. Yeah. So I'm gonna pull this tail light out of here. Once again, gonna take it to the soldering table. I'm gonna go ahead and solder that together. Let's go. Alright everybody, as you can see, we finished up on the tail light of the motorcycle. We got all the wires soldered and put together nice and neat. And we got these 2 right here, which are left and right. This actually does have an integrated turn signal on it. It's ready to go. We're gonna try and connect it to right here. So I'm just gonna install it right now in front of you guys. The wires look much tidier, which I'm really happy about. There we go. That's how it goes. Has to go in there, and then these guys go like this. There's a rubber grommet right here for the tail light. I'm just gonna put those guys hand tight right now. Okay, so I'm gonna leave the left and right disconnected because I actually forgot to mark them on the bike, but those are pretty easy. I can just switch them. I know they're turn signals, so there is no risk of blowing anything up. And let's see, yeah, we need to connect our tail light right there, which it's just gonna reach perfectly. Wow, that's amazing. So we're gonna put that guy right there, and the rest of this harness, I'm just gonna tuck it right here for now. Doesn't look great, but no one can see it, so that's fine. All right, so one more thing. I'm gonna get the tank for this motorcycle tomorrow. I am aware that you have to switch the wires. Here, let me show you. So as I was saying, guys, tomorrow I will be getting my freshly painted tank for the motorcycle, and then I'm gonna be able to shoot the video of me installing that and working on the wiring harness for it. So on the 3rd generation R6, we have 2 plugs. This green one, if I'm not mistaken, is the plug that goes to the pump, so this powers the pump on the bike, and this white one is for the fuel gauge. Okay, now I have the pump right here for the 4th gen, and as you can see, it only has 1 plug. Okay, so that makes it difficult because I cannot just plug and play it, and it's gonna be the first time where I did not find the female of these right here. I contacted a company that provides these plugs for me, and they said that they do not have these. I mean, they have these, but not the ones that these plug into. They say those are mostly built into the pumps like that, or in other parts of the bike, and that's why you can't get them. So what we're gonna do tomorrow is we're gonna cut these plugs off, and I'm gonna hardwire everything. I'm not a big fan of doing that, but I'm also gonna leave enough wire here so that if anybody wants to turn this bike back to normal, they can just rewire it. I'm also gonna zip tie these plugs somewhere in here just to be nice in case somebody wants to do that in the future. I probably won't, but who knows. So we're gonna leave this for the next video. If you're interested to see how to wire this pump to the bike, make sure you watch the next video. That's gonna be the video where we mostly wrap everything up on the bike. So with that being said, the reason why I'm not doing it right now is because if you're familiar with the R6, you know that in order for the bike to turn on the headlights, it needs to get the engine running. So I can't get the engine running because I don't have the tank. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna install my old tank back on just so that I can get the bike started for like 3 seconds, and then I'm also gonna button up the front and the tail section, and then we get to check out what the lights look like. So I'm gonna put the camera over there. I'm gonna hit a time lapse, put this bike back together, put the tank back on, connect everything, and hopefully all of our lights work perfectly. Let's go. Okay, everybody, so from this point on, I will make no cuts because for the first time, I'm gonna put the key on this bike. Actually, there is gonna be a cut. I forgot the battery. Now that we have a battery in the bike, which is the wrong one, I still have to go and exchange it to see if I can get the right one. But now that we have the battery connected, this will be the first time I put the key on, and the clearance lights, and maybe the DLRs should come on. So let's cross fingers. We don't blow any fuses, which I shouldn't. Okay. Whoa! Now, let me check the back. Ooh, I'll show you guys the back in a little bit. Now, I'm gonna start the bike for the first time. Ready? Here we go, don't let me down. Yes! Low beam, high beam. Right on! Okay, I can turn the bike off now because you only need it for like a split second, but look at that. That is awesome. Okay, so we got the front working, but what about the back? Boom. Now let me put you guys back here real quick. And yeah, and I'm gonna hit the brake and see if it lights up. Nice. Okay, so I'm gonna put the left side turn signal. I wired those, but I'm not sure if I wired them properly. Yeah, look, I nailed the light on the first try. Left and right. Oh, those look nice. Let's see what happens when you brake. Whoa. So see guys, wiring is not that difficult if you have good direction and good craftsmanship when you're putting it together. Hopefully that with everything I showed you, you're able to get these lights fully functional like I did. Check it out. Everything is working, and everything is working safely. All these lights don't know that they're plugged into a 3rd gen R6, and that's the way it's supposed to be. Especially the headlights. They definitely need that box to regulate their power because they're so powerful. All the other LEDs, they're very small, they don't use that much power, but the headlights are good for a reason. That's because those LEDs are super bright and they need a driver to control the draw of current that they have. So it's very important that you keep that box in there. As you can see, it is not that hard. I'm going to talk to the company that sold me those plugs, and I'm going to see if they can put a package together that you can click on the video description, and if that went through, then go down in the video description and check it out. If that's not there, feel free to send me an email. So thank you for watching this video of Immortal Engines. We are closer than ever to having this bike ready to hit the road. I just have to have a couple of things left. We need the tank, we need to rewire the pump. I heard that there might be a problem with the fuel gauge that might need some modification on the pump itself. I believe you have to swap out something from the old pump to the new one, but we will find out on the next video. So for this time, thank you for watching, thank you for tuning in, and man, I couldn't be happier. These lights look amazing. Before we go, I'm gonna cut to a short video of this bike at nighttime. Check it out everybody, it's nighttime. Look at that throw on the headlight. Man, it looks amazing. Thank you once again for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.